every time I've set out to make a shot, I have had to overcome almost a paralysis of fear. The night before I have to shoot something, I go through absolute dread. My mind starts, this is after having done this for about 50 years now, my mind will start to wander on everything that can go wrong. I just start to think about, the actor and I aren't going to be on the same page. He's going to ask me if he could be found in the doorway on his head or something. Or the cameraman won't get it, or there'll be a crash of a car or something that wasn't planned. All the stuff that's happened to me comes back to me daily when I make a film. Before I do the film, I'm really eager with anticipation. And the day before we have to shoot anything, it's absolute dread. And it affects my relationship with my family, with my friends. I become really sour and almost impossible to talk to or to deal with. I've never gotten over that. I guess I sort of work out of that fear, but I have it at all times, even now. And really what it's about is a failure, the possibility of failing to achieve what I have in my mind's eye. Because film, as you all know, is the most collaborative of media. If you want to be a painter, all you need is some brushes, paints, and a blank canvas. If you want to be a writer, you don't even need paper anymore. You can write on a computer. If you want to be a musician, you've got the notes in front of you. But if you want to make a film, you have to work with a great many other people to realize your vision. And you have to first communicate with them before you can communicate with an audience. You have to first communicate with what Orson Welles called the 1-ton pencil. And he meant this massive crew, more than a ton, but he called it a 1-ton pencil. You have to, the main thing a director needs to have is the ability to communicate. First with your cast and crew, and ultimately with an audience. That's all you're doing, is communicating your vision. Some of the things that I've tried, like the chase in this scene and a couple of other films I've made, those are among the most difficult things to do, especially if they're original, because a chase scene like that is something that is only possible, in a visual medium, on film, or let's say, but on film. And you have to visualize the whole thing before you do it. It's not something that you can do on a canvas or in a book or in a piece of music or on a stage. It is pure cinema. If you look at Buster Keaton, you will see pure cinema that could not be done in any other medium. Like a lot of films that you see, two people are sitting down and they're talking. Well, they can do that on the stage, Or the novelist can put it in dialogue, and you read it and there's talking, saying this or that. But a chase scene, or like slapstick comedy or silent film comedy, only happens in cinema. And that's what drove me to cinema, to try and create images that were specific to that medium. But I'm always terrified of the process. And the older you get and the more you do it, it doesn't make it any easier. In fact, it gets harder, because the zeitgeist is always changing. And like some of the films that I would be interested in doing, or might not be interesting to your generation. You guys have your own likes and dislikes. All of the people that influenced me might mean nothing to you guys. You see the works of other filmmakers who influence you. But that's why I say films beget films. You'll see a film and you say, Jesus, that's good. I'd love to try and do that. And that's how I got to be a filmmaker.